Good morning, beautiful angels. How are we all today? I'm just going to move that over a little bit. Face put our card down. I like that idea. Hi, Shari. How are you, darling? Did you want a card, honey? Might be a bit soft and husky today. Weird dreams all night. Sometimes weird dreams all night. You seem to wake up more exhausted than when you went to bed. So I had a weird dream that. Yep, you'd like a card? Awesome. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you, Shari. Um, I had a weird dream that the like I don't know whether it's all this COVID stuff or what it is, but I had a weird dream that everybody had gotten sick, and I was one of few people that hadn't gotten sick, and we were living in this like house as such, and all the curtains were down, and we couldn't have the lights on during the night or anything like that because people would be like wanting to come in, and trying to find their path of wellness as such. And I was like, well, the path of wellness, it's you're sick, like there's nothing that we can do. And then people were going into survival mode and destroying things and hurting each other. And I actually woke up like really quite exhausted from it, going, oh, I really don't want people to be like this, so yeah, it's a weird, weird dream, and it just kept going around and around and around, so yucky, yucky, yucky. All right, Shari, let's get you a card, darling. Are you in lockdown at the moment, Shari? Because you're up in Queensland, aren't you? Let's get you a couple of cards, darling. Yes, you're in lockdown. Yeah, we haven't long come out of lockdown, I must admit. But I must admit, most of my clients are online anyway, so my life doesn't change a lot when we go into lockdown. So yeah, yeah, lockdown is definitely sending a lot of people loopy. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, let's get you some cards, my darling. Interesting, interesting. So here we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords talks about how this is not actually about you, this one. This is about somebody else, okay? So, yeah, honestly, Shari, I feel for those that do get affected by it because there's humans are social creatures. So when they can't see their family or their friends or go and socialize and stuff, they do tend to, like get a bit anxious and stuff. So I can honestly feel it. So yeah. So here we have the Knight of Swords, but this one's not about you. I don't feel anything like internal or resonating in the energies. This one is actually about somebody else. So there's somebody in your life and they are male. So they're masculine energy, okay? And there's someone in your life and it's kind of like the it's kind of like they keep telling you they have all of this stuff so that they can do this and they can do that and they can do something else, but the reality is they can't actually do a lot of that stuff because they don't have the experience yet. And this person also is more of a talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk scenario. Okay, so just go a little bit wary of this person because it's not a positive outlook as such. So yep, wonderful. So here we had the devil, and it's all about the devil that you know. So this person isn't a bad person. They're really not. It's just that when they are projecting themselves about what they can and can't do, they have this bit of a masculine energy. So I didn't mean to say that they were male. They have this masculine energy where they're in charge and in an authority figure situation. And this person is more of a talk it rather than walk it scenario. So just go careful of this person because it's actually a devil you know situation. And if you feed the devil, then the devil will become powerful. So step back, okay? Step back. If there's somebody in your life that you haven't been quite sure of, or you're not quite sure, like, one on one isn't making two and those sorts of scenarios, then take a few steps back. They're not a bad person, okay? I absolutely must tell you that now. They are not a bad person, but they are the kind of person that's more in it for the talk rather than the walk. So please find this person and Yeah, yeah. Just if you don't know who they are, like they'll come into light. They really will. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know, even though it's been happening right in front of our eyes. Okay, but just be wary. Just keep an ear out for them as such. So heads up. So just keep them at arm's length. Like I said, they're not bad people. It's just that they're more in it for the talk than the walk. And if, like I said before, if we feed the devil, then the devil becomes more powerful. So it's better off the devil that you know, that you don't feed, and that you can go, you know what, you just go stand over there, what you're doing is amazing, but it's not for me. Okay, so find that person. They will come into light, they always do. Okay. Okay, and we have, oh, excuse me, we have Samantha over on YouTube talking to us. Hi Samantha, how are you, beautiful? You want a couple of cards? Of course you can have a couple of cards, honey. Let's find out some information with you. No worries, Shari. No worries, darling. So, Samantha, let's find out what's happening in your world, sweetheart. Ooh, beautiful card. Wow. Wow. Um, you're coming into a situation in your life where you're going to make headway. Okay, so when you're making this headway, it's because things are balancing out. And when things are balancing out, you're actually going to come out on top financially. So with this financial status, you're going to come out on top. Okay, so you've been going through like a page in your how am I streaming, Shari? Oh yeah, I teach all this in my modern mentoring, darling. So yeah, I stream directly to a few different platforms, and yeah, I've got a few different cameras. So I've actually got a program starting up. Sorry, Samantha. I've got a program starting up with my mentorees called The Hustle in a few weeks, where I'm going to teach them all how to do this. So watch out for their platforms because they're going to be exploding with content. So yeah. So Samantha, you oh, okay, sorry, darling. I lost the chat there. Yep. Okay. Oh, you're going through a divorce, honey. Oh, I am sorry. I am really sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So it's going to come out good, okay? It settles in. Are you settling it in the next month? Right. Look, this is a really tough situation for you. It honestly is. So there's going to be emotions and broken promises and tears and all that sort of stuff. That's all completely natural stuff. It comes with the territory, okay? Even if they cheated on you and you're bitter about it and angry, it still comes with the territory, okay, darling? So you're going to get like, more than you thought you would. You really are. This is coming to light now. It's balancing out. It's being sorted out as such. And because it's being sorted out, you're actually going to come out on top of this. You're also going to find here, we see how we have the Ace of Cups. You're also going to find that it's going to be a overwhelm of emotions that balances out at the same time. So if you find that you're really sooky or really angry or, really kind of just not your true self at the moment, it's because at the moment this part of you is overflowing, but it is balancing out at the same time. So things are balancing out. You've just got to go with that flow and then keep on going with it, okay? Go through the process, go through the motions. If you need time out, one thing I highly recommend, so Shari, do this as well. And Petra, you're joining us, darling. Thank you, honey. Petra, do this as well. I have days of grounding. So days of grounding is it's not so much about sitting in one spot and being still or anything along those lines, okay guys? It's about just grounding yourself whilst continuing what it is that you're trying to achieve. And that grounding comes as simple as just taking off your shoes and socks and going completely barefoot for the entire day. So that's what I'm going to do today. Even though my feet are really cold, I've got a heater and all that sort of stuff because I want to ground myself myself at the moment. I've been, all up in the air and feeling a bit weird and all this sort of stuff. And I wanted to ground myself, specifically before my Heal the Inner Child workshop. Hey, love hearts, you distracted me. Specifically before my Heal the Inner Child workshop on Saturday in Ballarat, because I want to be grounded. And when we're not grounded, that's when we get overwhelmed, we get anxiety and stress, and we feel like things are somewhat out of control, okay? And when those things are out of control, that's when we're just like, oh my gosh, I just cannot do this. So really ground yourself, okay? So, and the way I ground myself when I'm still got a criteria to meet, so I've got heaps of clients online today. I'm releasing a brand new product into the hypnosis community in the next couple of weeks. And, like when I need to ground myself, but I've still got this criteria to do, take off your shoes and socks and just go barefoot for the entire day. Okay, walk around the house, walk around in your backyard, feel your carpet, feel your lino, feel your tiles, like feel yourself coming back down as a singular entity again. And you can just do that for the entire day. Okay, so ground yourself. So grounding is huge, and we do it with children, but we don't necessarily do it with adults as much. So what we'll do is we'll tell a child, shh, relax, and we want them to come back down as such. And we need to do it with ourselves, because we disconnect from ourselves as well. Hi Janae, how are you, beautiful? So so you really need to do some grounding. And like I said, if you've got a criteria that you have to meet, like it's non-negotiable, just take off your shoes and socks and go barefoot for the entire day as much as you possibly can. Connect with the earth once again. So this morning when I walked out to the studio, we have a courtyard here, and I have a studio that's built out the back specifically for my videos. And yeah, I'm a bit spoiled, hashtag. And as I walked across, there was nothing but water all over the base of the courtyard, and I was like, wow, this is going to get cold and this is going to be a bit refreshing. So when you have those moments of grounding, like you literally like, oh, I can feel myself coming back. So please do some grounding, okay guys? How are you, Janae? How are you, sweetheart? So we have Ratfar. Ratfar? Is that how I say it, sweetheart? Ratfar. What time is it where you are at the moment? It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. Why are you up at this hour, sweetheart? You should be sleepy. Go sleepy boo-boos. No, nice. Can't sleep. I'll get you a couple of cards, darling. Get you a couple of cards. So Ratfa. So, Ratfa, for you, honey, here we have the motions of life. They're actually occurring, okay? And it's like you're transitioning into a new phase, okay? So those of you that can see me looking over to the side, it's because I've got a huge chat window, and because I'm going live on so many different platforms. I've got about 40 different platforms happening here. I'm actually talking to people on different platforms, okay? So Ratfa, sorry, I got distracted for a second there. There's a transitioning of life coming through, okay? And you kind of feel like you're pedaling and you're trying to get through it, but you're not really making a lot of headway. It's like you're going against the grain as such, okay? And this is making you a little bit emotional, but you are actually really, really good at controlling these emotions, okay, darling? And when it comes to you controlling these emotions, it's because you know the outcome, you know where you want to go, you know what you want to do. And that's what you're looking at here when it comes to this outcome that you're trying to achieve. So keep on going, okay, Dale, because you can achieve this. And you're going to be pedaling away, and it's going to be exhausting and all this sort of stuff. But you have a goal and an outcome of the future that you want to achieve. And when you're achieving this, like I know that you're overwhelmed at the moment, I can feel it. Oh, actually, we have someone coming in that are going to join the stream, and they've got a huge headache. Someone's got a massive headache. I can feel you coming in, sweetheart. So, yeah, so please join the stream. Send that message out. Okay, so Ratfar, you're trying to achieve something. You've got a huge goal at the moment, and it's become an emotional situation. Please keep on going. Please keep going. It's going to be one of those goals that's going to work out really quite well for you. Okay, so your crossover card at the moment, your crossover card at the moment is that you have so much that you need to do. Okay, and some of this stuff you don't know actually how to do, and you're learning as you go along. So please, by all means, just keep on trundling along because you will achieve it. Okay, Dale? So this outcome is, I got a feeling it's still like about 3 or 4 months away yet. But you're gonna get there. You are actually gonna get there, even though it's emotional and you're learning all of this stuff and going, oh shit, I didn't even know we had to do all this. So yeah, so Ratfire, you're going to get there. Oh, you're buying a house, honey. You're buying a house. Go you. Is this the first house that you've ever bought? It's the first house you've ever bought. Yeah. I've heard stories of, how much effort it takes. So yeah, keep on going through it, okay, darling. You're gonna get there. But yeah. And settlement is not for 90 days. Yeah, it's 90 days. So 36. Yeah, so you got a couple of months yet. Yeah. Get excited though, honey. Get excited. But yeah, you'll have a lot of paperwork and a lot of things to do. You're going to be busy, that's for sure. So yeah. Janae, I'm good, thanks. Awesome. Are you working at Phoenix today? I'm good. I'm plodding along. I'm all ready to go for Saturday. So that's pretty awesome. A couple of little things that I've got to test out, like, the slides and things like that. But otherwise from that, we're all ready to go for Saturday. Yeah, Shari, you're on one of those journeys as well. It is totally worth it, honestly. I watched a motivational speaker a little while back. I'm terrible with names, so I just cannot remember his name. And he spoke about how he was developing like all this software and things like that. And this is back in the 80s. And when he was back in the 80s, it wasn't originally he had an outcome of what he wanted to achieve. So he wanted to release this program, and it was all about photography and all that sort of stuff, how to edit images and things like that. And when he said, he goes, look, you just work on it for 1 hour a day, and you'll get to that stage where when you work on something for 1 hour a day, you will actually get to that stage where it won't be when does this end. It'll be how far can I take this. And that's what's happened to me in my evolution process. I never thought that I'd be running an Australian hypnosis conference, that I would have a student body of hundreds and hundreds of students, that I'd be doing workshops and things like that. And I never thought I'd be at this stage. And now it's just like, wow, where's the next thing coming from? Where's the next idea? Where's the next evolution process? And like I said before, I'm about to release a product to the hypnosis community, and I never thought I'd be doing that level of tech stuff. Like, I really didn't. I could barely use my phone. I don't know how many times I picked up my iPhone and I couldn't work it out, and then it would just be upside down or something. So now I'm programming and things like that. So yeah. So Janae, you're off to work soon. Right. Oh, thank you, beautiful. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for listening in. Has work picked up, Janae? Because sometimes after lockdown, people can be a little bit funny about, leaving their houses. Like, you got to stay home. I don't want to stay there. And now that you don't have to stay home, I don't want to go out anywhere. We have these oxymorons mentalities, don't we? We certainly do. Okay, so we have Trish. Trish, best name in history, right? Trish, well, hang on a second. You do what I do, don't you? I don't know. I feel like you do what I do. You do cards as well. Fantastic. Fantastic. Where are you located, sweetheart? Kathmandu. You're in Kathmandu. Isn't that in India or something? I'm an Aussie, so my partner always says that I have geographical irrelevance or something because I always get lost. So it's not offensive, honey. Yep. Thank you for popping in, honey. We'll get you a couple of cards. Yes, I have my I have my Heal the Inner Child workshop in Ballarat on Saturday. We've only got one ticket left, actually. So Janae, quick update on that. We've only got one ticket left. So yeah, there is a lady I have to ring today about it. Hopefully she's all good, but we've only got one ticket left, and then we'll be completely booked out. So we'll have 10 amazing, beautiful souls going through their own Heal the Inner Child journey. So it's going to be fantastic. And we're also going to be doing what I call the dandelion ritual as well. And the dandelion ritual entails making wishes and sending out those future dreams and hopes for yourself as well. So I absolutely love the dandelion ritual. And all the items that came for the dandelion ritual, we actually had to order in from Lithuania. And the lady over there was just amazing. She was beautiful. I jumped on Etsy and I had to talk to her about what I wanted and what I wanted to do to help these people do their healing. And she's like, look, let's just do this. And she sent me all this beautiful stuff. So I cannot wait to reveal it to all of those that are attending on Saturday afternoon. So Trish, the best name in history. Not biased at all, am I? Okay. So Trish, here we have the Four of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, okay? There's someone at the moment that's penny pinching off you. Now, when they're penny pinching, it doesn't even necessarily have to be money. This can also be that they're stealing information, or they're stealing your story, or they're perhaps they've borrowed something and haven't returned it. Okay, you have somebody at the moment that's doing a little bit of penny pinching, and what's coming through here is, oh, you know this person. All right, so there is somebody in your life, they are female, I know that for a fact, and you lent them something and they've never given it back. And this is one of those things that, as much as it's a small thing, it's actually big to you, and it's kind of inflicted a little bit on your friendship, okay? And this is also doing one of those situations where you don't know how to approach the subject because it may seem small to them. And it's one of those situations where you feel that you should have been like paid back or given back or something. Like there was something that you lent and then they've never given it back to you. And as much as it may be small, it's actually quite big to you. How does that sound, Trish? It's impeding on your friendship, okay? What's the story, honey? So 2 years ago, let me just read this. So 2 years ago, you went to Bali. Yeah. And then you had to fly home suddenly, and your friend needed to borrow the money for the flight. Right. Yep. And it's just a couple of $100, but it means a lot to me. Yeah, absolutely. So 2 years ago, that's still some resentment that's been built up inside of you. And and when we build up resentment, that breaks down trust as well. And when we break down trust, then that breaks down friendships. So yeah. And she can afford her slab of Jack Daniels each week. Yep, okay. Aha. So here we have the King of Swords coming out as the crossover, okay? The King of Swords is a representation of knowledge and power. And the King of Swords is all about going, you know what? This can't happen anymore, and you need to either speak up or get over it. Okay? There's no in-between zone. You've been living in the grey zone as such. And I feel like this is irritating you. It's like, it's getting up my nose. I'm suddenly like wiping my nose. Like, oh, this is really getting up my nose. What you need to do, darling, is I want you to grab a piece of paper, okay? And I want you to draw a line down the middle. And on the left-hand side, I want you to write all the things that you're going to have to go through in order to get this finance from your friend. Okay, so all of the things, whether it's positive, negative, neutral, doesn't matter. Write it all down. And then on the other side, I want you to write down all of the things that this friendship brings to the table. Positive, negative, neutral, whatever. all of the things that this friendship brings to the table. Now, what I want you to do from here is I want you to take a step back and I want you to process all of that information, because this is going to allow you to do one of two things. One, you will either discover that you need to approach this issue and there has to be something done about it, or two, you will go, you know what, it doesn't matter. I can leave it and I can go, you know what, my friendship is worth more than the money, but I will never ever lend any money to this person ever again for any reason. Okay, so that's what you've got to do. It's what we call the paradox of value. Okay, so let me tell you a bit of a story to help you out with your healing. Okay, so the paradox of value. Let's just say you're on a game show, okay? And when you're on that game show, there are two major prizes. You can either choose a diamond or you can choose a bottle of water. Which one do you choose? I mean, the obvious choice is the diamond because it has more value to it, okay? Now, let's change up the scenario a bit where the major prizes are exactly the same. So you can choose the diamond or the bottle of water. But this time, you're not on a game show. You are in the desert, you've been wandering around for days, and you're thirsty and you're hot and you're bothered. You would choose the bottle of water. And that's what we call the paradox of value. So why is the diamond suddenly less valuable just based on the environmental change of what status you're in? So work out the status and then work out the paradox of value. Is the friendship worth more, or has it been dwindling over some time? Or is it worth you approaching this person with a plan of success, saying, look, I would like my money back. Can you give me $20 a week and I'll get you to put it into my account, etc. Sort out a system of success so that you can alleviate this resentment, because either the friendship's done or it's not. And if it's not done, then you need a solution to alleviate the resentment. And that solution is either going to be you get your money back or you don't. And if you don't, then is that relationship worth it? What can you learn from this, okay? So guess what, darling? I can't tell you whether you're going to cut some losses here because, like I said, this is just a mini reading. If you want a bigger reading, by all means, tap on the link and book in, and we can dig deeper into that. But you know, in saying this, like, you know, get out that piece of paper, write it all out, and decide what is the paradox value here and what is it worth more of. The best part about money is that we can always go out and make more money. Friendships, they're a little bit harder, okay? And sometimes we need to learn about friendships of, you know, who do we lend things to and who do we don't. I had a girlfriend years ago. I used to play SingStar on my PlayStation. And when I had the whole set, like I had discs everywhere, you know. I'm terrible at karaoke, but I'm happy to bash one out at home, you know. And yeah, and I've just met this girl, and she turned around and she said to me, "Oh, I'm going to borrow this, and this." And she picked out some discs. And I said, "No, you're not." And she's like, "Oh, well, what do you mean? I'm your friend. I'll look after it." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Everybody says they'll look after something until an accident happens. And, you know, and it could be something simple that completely wasn't your fault, but then it stuffs up our friendship. So right from the get-go, I would rather just stuff it up now because I get to, you know, keep what I've worked hard for. And if you don't like that, then our friendship really isn't that strong." Well, she was a bit upset about it, I have to admit. My tone probably could have been better back then when I said that to her. But at the end of the day, like, at least she knew that I wasn't the type of person that was going to lend out things willy-nilly, you know. I work hard for what I've got and I really look after all my stuff. And, you know, if you want your stuff, then you work hard for it as well. Simple as that. So, yeah. So work out the value of this friendship, okay, darling? Work it out. So, Janae, I'll draw you a couple of cards, darling. If you haven't headed off to work already, you can always catch up on this later on. Oh, please drink lots of water today, Janae. Oh, Janae, I feel like you're dehydrated, honey. You need lots and lots of water today. Okay. And then we'll get to Kelly. Hi, Kelly. How you going, honey? When I catch up with you, Janae, you're gonna have to tell me the story of the twins when I catch up with you, because like I saw on Facebook the other day how it said the twins Janae and Renee, and I was like, Is this just a thing that is happening, or is it like a actual twins? Like, because if you're twins, you look nothing alike, like, but you might act alike and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting. So Janae, at the moment we have somebody inside of your realm that's a bit of a snatty cracker. They're snatty cracking and they are sulking. So, do you have somebody in your family that's basically going, you know what, I'm going to do what I want, but they can't do what they want, or they won't do what they want? So, you've got a bit of an emotional turmoil going on here. And I know this is not you because there's nothing happening in my energy realm. It's further out than that. So, you've got somebody that's doing a bit of snatty cracking at the moment, and they're also doing a little bit of sulking as well. And they're sulking because of something that used to be rather than something that is now. And that can be quite difficult for many people. So, yeah, so when it comes to this person doing a little bit of a sulk fest and then dwelling on that past, they need to start looking out towards that future. At the moment, they're just seeing the scenario as black or white, like it either is dark or it's light. That's it. But they don't realize that they actually have the world in their hands and that there are always other options, because if we blend black and white, we get grey. And if we blend more white into grey, then we get a lighter grey. We can add more black if we want and get a lighter black. Like, there's always other options. It's never just yes or no or this or that or something like that. So when it comes to this person, they need to open themselves up to more options that are coming out and available. But they are going through that phase of kind of snatty cracking, sulking. Okay, so just be patient, breathe deeply. It's very, very easy to, become the responsible adult and then going, oh, you're not being supportive or something like that. Like, it's quite easy to get stuck in that mindset as well. So just breathe deeply, because this person needs more resources. They need to delve within, okay? And one thing that's really frustrating, I feel like this is someone really close to you, like in your family or something like that. And one thing that's really quite frustrating about those that are close to us and those that we love, that they don't listen to us. Like, they don't listen to us at all. We can have all of the evidence and all of the criteria, and then all of a sudden Joe Blow down the road says something, and they're like, oh, that's an amazing idea. And you're like, oh, I've been saying that for weeks. So that's the difference of what can occur with people, is that they just need the resources to come from somebody else. So this person is very much seeing it as a black or white or a yes or no scenario, and there are other choices out there. They already have all of that inside themselves. They just haven't managed to be triggered yet in order to go, you know what? This is a great idea. I'm going to get motivated to go and do that. So this person's going through the snatty crack stage, the sulky stage. Breathe deeply. Okay, breathe deeply. Uh, you know, they will find the resources, but the resources are going to have to come from somebody else that's not you. Okay, darling. So Kelly, how are you today, sweetheart? Oof, I'm turning this heater on and off today. I'm doing some love hearts. Keep it in the love hearts. Yay! I'm doing some grounding today, so I don't have nah, no worries, Janae. I'm doing some grounding today, so I don't have any shoes or socks on. So my feet are a bit cold. My poor little tootsies, they're a little bit cold. So I've got the heater on and then off and then on and off. Okay. Now, if anybody wants to purchase a No Shits Given deck, this is the affirmation deck that we have up for sale. It is available down at Phoenix Alternative here in Ballarat, or we have it available on our website, which is trishpalmer.com. So jump onto that, draw out a card, and find out what shit you need to hear today. It holds no punches, it holds no rebels. It's just there to tell you to get real with your shit. Okay, so if you'd like to purchase that, please head on down to Phoenix Alternative or jump onto our webpage. The best thing about getting it from Phoenix Alternative is that you can get it right now. Where if you get it off my webpage, you'll have to wait, like a week or so for postage. Okay. All right, Kelly, let's find out some information for you, love. I just had this sudden urge. I'll put them down, sorry. I just had this like, it's like a song. It's playing in the background here somewhere. Like somebody is playing like acoustic guitar or something like that. So I'm not sure if you had a family member that is no longer in this realm that used to like music, but they preferred more acoustic music. They're actually trying to talk to you at the moment. They're trying to send you some messages. Okay, so by all means, Kelly, take some time out and slow down just a tiny little bit so that you can hear those messages, because it's kind of like somebody is playing an acoustic guitar, but they're listening to it, but then it kind of scratches out, and that usually means that a message isn't coming through properly, and that particular entity doesn't have enough energy to come through to give you a message, so they're trying to send it to you in other ways. So yeah, slow down a bit, love, because they're trying to talk to you and tell you some information, but they don't have the energy and you're going too fast. Okay, so slow down a little bit. So here we have the Magician and the Three of Swords. Okay. All right, I'm just going to have to tell you this one. It's not terrible news, but at the moment there's somebody that's hurting your heart. Okay, there's somebody that's hurting your heart, and it's kind of like every single time you think that you can go again or you can trust again or something like that, it's kind of like they come up with something new, like just a new or a different way to hurt, manipulate, switch things up. Don't take blame, that sort of stuff. So here we have the Magician coming out. This card always reminds me of Darren Brown. It really does. So here we have the Magician coming out, but then we have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is usually a representation of the heart being hurt. And the heart being hurt on more than one realm. So it's not just on the physical realm, but it can be on the emotional or the spiritual realm as well. So there's somebody out there at the moment, it may be a boss or one of your family members or friends that is just hurting you a little bit in the heart at the moment. And the whole story, I don't feel like the whole story is there. Maybe that's why this person is trying to play some music to get through, because they're trying to tell you, look, give you a heads up that you know what, it's okay, we can mend this heart of yours, we can help you, let it feel really, really good again. But there is somebody at the moment. And then we have the Four of Pentacles coming out, and the Four of Pentacles in this particular scenario is all about that person that just taking those little things at a time. That's all they're doing here, is that they're taking just a little bit and then they let you settle, and then they take a little bit more and then they let you settle. Now let me tell you the story about the mighty oak tree. The mighty oak tree has grown for many years. It has been struck by lightning. It has survived floods and fire and turmoil. It has survived all of this stuff. But unfortunately, one day some termites came along. And much as the termites are only small, there were so many of them that they just slowly took out these little bites from the tree, and then they slowly destroyed it from the inside out until eventually the tree broke open and could no longer support all of these little termites. So the termites then started to move on to other trees. That's how little stuff that we take on can take over our lives. And they're just little things. So we'll just pick up this little stone and I'm going to put that in here. And I'm going to pick up this one and I'm going to put that in here. And now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put that in there. Now, 3 little stones doesn't seem like that many. But if I have 1,000 little stones, that's a lot of weight. That's a heavy burden on the heart. So all of these little things that this person has been doing, and it could be little things like they borrowed something, or they said something, or they just slowly picked at you for some reason in a degrading tone. Okay, they're slowly picking away at your heart, and those stones get heavier and heavier and heavier until one day, literally, you will just go, fuck this, can't do this anymore, and then you blame yourself for it. Okay, so that makes sense? Yeah, yep, definitely. So don't take these little stones on, okay? Just go, okay, well, that one belongs to you, and that one belongs to you, but we're going to talk about that. And this one, well, I don't know where we got this one from, so we're just going to give that one away. Don't take on all these little stones, because it will slowly destroy you from the inside out. And those little things can just be meeting someone at the checkout and they're just an absolute asshole to you. Let it go. It's done. Just let it go. And the way you let it go is that you smile at that person and then you imagine what they would be like outside of this scenario. Because chances are, outside of this scenario, they're a beautiful person, they're a wonderful soul, but inside of this scenario, they're in some kind of turmoil or torment themselves, and they've just taken it out on you because you have reminded them of what their outside scenario is when they are relaxing. Okay? So allow this to just let go. It doesn't matter. Inside the Heal the Inner Child, we talk about the 4 realms. And the 4 realms is about okayness as such. And being in number 1 realm is where I'm okay, you're okay. Now, I'll talk about a hot topic, okay? So, when we're in realm number 1, where I'm okay, you're okay, that means that it doesn't matter what the situation, I'm okay and you're okay. So, let's talk about vaccinations, for example, because that's a hot topic at the moment. So, whether you choose to get vaccinated or not, I'm okay with it as long as you're okay with it. And we can have a difference of opinion on that, but it doesn't matter because I'm okay with your opinion and you're okay with my opinion. That what makes intelligent beings and a stable society with a difference of opinion. Okay. Realm number 2 is where I'm okay, you're not okay. Now, that's where my opinion matters. I'm going to get vaccinated or not vaccinated, and whatever your opposite is, then I don't like you for that, and I'm going to give you all of this evidence and basically some kind of propaganda in order to get you on my view. So let's just say you're the person that doesn't want to be vaccinated, and you're talking to someone who does want to be vaccinated. That means I'm okay, you're not okay, because you're getting poisons and chips and all that sort of stuff inside your body. Okay, so realm number 2 is not a good place to be living in. Realm number 3, that's where I'm not okay, but you're okay, which is a complete opposite scenario where somebody is literally propaganding you on their opinion. Okay? And then realm number 4 is the worst possible realm to be in, where I'm not okay, you're not okay. So basically, you're not okay, everybody around you is not okay, the whole situation has gone to shit, and you're not feeling like you belong as such. Now, the realm number 4 will pop in usually at funerals where, most people around us are not okay and we're not okay either, but we don't live in that funeral status. We evolve into the other statuses. So start evolving into the I'm okay, you're okay status, where it's okay for people to have different opinions, to do something stupid, or to be rude to you or something like that, because that's a reflection of them. And you're not going to take that personally on board. You can just smile and think, wonder what you like outside this scenario, because in this scenario, oh, you're yucky. Okay. So yeah, so find that thing and just let it go. I also have this ritual that I do in my mind where sometimes I imagine people as animals and whether I would actually go near that animal. So a little while back I was at Aldi, and the lady behind the counter, oh my god, she was just a bitch, like a complete bitch. And I sort of thought, what kind of animal would you be if you were an animal in this space and time? And I thought, you know what, she would probably be a wolf that would be baring her teeth and slobbering and at me. And in any situation with a wolf, I'd be like, you know what, I'm just going to back away because you're not okay and I can't help you with that in this situation. So yeah, and sometimes I just imagine them as stupid animals like beavers and little squeaky voices like, and I'm just like, oh, you're having a rough one. Okay, so go through that ritual yourself. Okay, so whether you're okay and they're okay or not, and then go from there. Okay. No worries, Janae. Have a beautiful day, sweetheart. Have a beautiful day. I don't know if I'll see you on Saturday or not. I'm my first time doing it with you guys, so we'll just wing it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, beautiful angels. I do have time for one last reading, and we have Vaughn. Hi, Vaughn. How are you, sweetheart? Ooh. No worries, Kelly. It can be a tough one, that situation. It really can. Keep plodding along. That's all you can do. Okay, keep plodding along. And I even have days where I say to my partner, I'm like, I can't people today. I'm not leaving the house. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. So, Vaughn, let's find you a couple of cards, darling. So, Vaughn, here we have the Nine of Wands, and then we have the Judgment card. I know this is about you because I can feel it inside my skin. Like, I actually suddenly feel like my skin is just not itchy or anything like that, but a little bit sort of uncomfortable, okay? So it's as if you're going through a phase where you're changing and there's change going to occur. But the thing is with this change that there's so much stuff going on, okay? There's a little bit over here and there's a little bit over there and a little bit somewhere else. So here we have the Nine of Wands, and as you can see, there's no specific wand that is the same. Each wand has its own purpose and its own way of operating. So one here is for providing light, one is for seeing the future. This one's a fish, we don't know what that wand actually does. So you've got all of these wands, you've got all of these wonderful abilities, but unfortunately you've been judged for it. And the reason why I say that you've been judged for it, because I feel like I want to sneeze. Like I literally like, oh, I feel like I want to sneeze. And people use sneezes as a way of breaking state, okay? So there's been judgment towards you and your abilities about what you can and can't do, okay? And when it comes to these judgments, we're going to get rid of that card because it's coming out to her. When it comes to these judgments, you actually have the world at your feet, okay? And so your mum tells you have to get a job and you want to be self-employed. Okay, what do you want to do, darling? So what do you want to do? It's something really talented. Because the world is at your feet, okay? The world is at your feet. Ah! No pun intended, sweetheart. No pun intended. So you want to become a cobbler or a shoemaker. What's wrong with that? Do you want to decorate them or make them? I don't actually even know people that make shoes anymore. Like that's really cool. The world is at your feet. I can't believe that came out. You want to have sneakers and you're typing real fast. Hang on a second. You want to have sneakers that are customized? Absolutely, go for it. Start up an Etsy store. You may have to have like, a sideline job until that takes up, but that's really cool. Create some steampunk stuff. Okay, send me a link to your short store when you open it up, and who knows, maybe I'll have a look. So yeah, you have the world at your feet. No pun intended. Okay, you have the world at your feet, and you can do this. Okay, but it's going to take all these different yeah, exactly. Oh, hell yeah, it would be heaps of learning. It would be heaps of learning. And you're going to get lots of judgment for it, okay? Lots and lots of judgment. But do it. Like, it's all about releasing creativity. I came across, I actually said to John the other day, like we were watching this video about this man that was creating all this stuff, and it's what we call useless engineering. And useless engineering was because John was showing me these videos, and I'm like, what's the point? And it's called useless engineering. And useless engineering was inventions that you just don't need. So, for example, this guy had invented the reverse headset. So the reverse headphones, where you don't listen to music, but it plays music to everybody else. So you're in silence and it plays music to everybody else. And I said to John, I'm like, what is the point of that? And John turned around and he goes, well, at the end of the day, it's about showing people that you can do something. It's not so much about marketing something. It's about just saying this can be done. And, it is possible. It may even have a purpose. So, go and create your sneakers style. Like I said, you may have to get a job on the sideline, work in a fish and chip shop or whatever whilst you're achieving your dream. But that doesn't define you for who you are. That just gets in some money so that you can keep creating, so that you can evolve into the next level. So keep on going, Vaughn. Keep going, okay? Because you're going to get a lot of judgment along the way. And yeah, and then some of those talents you don't even know what they're meant for yet. So for example, like the fish, okay, you don't even know what that talent's there for, but eventually you'll work it out. Okay, honey, you will work it out. You go. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, my darling, beautiful angels. I will trundle off. Please go and have an absolutely amazing day, and I will catch you all in the future. And if you're in Ballarat, please, by all means, we've got one ticket left to the Heal the Inner Child inside in Ballarat. Please jump onto that, and yeah, we'll be fully booked out, and we can, we can have some fun together. All right, lovelies. I'll catch you in the future. Bye bye.